Hi, Jahnavi. Thanks for being here and thanks for your time. And I hope you are doing well. So can you please give a brief intro about yourself so that we get to know about yourself? Yeah.
Hi, Aman, and thank you so much for having me here. It is a great opportunity and my first podcast ever.
Hmm.
Yes, I am Jahnavi Shah, and I am a third year computer engineering student currently. And I was a program manager at GirlScript Summer of Code. So these are the recent things. I share content on LinkedIn and on Instagram,
Yeah.
and that is how you found me, I guess.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, that's a brief introduction about myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I found you on LinkedIn actually first, and I have been seeing you. So, like, you putting all those contents and all your achievements. So that was really great to see all those posts that you have, and your posts are very insightful also. Like when you share something on LinkedIn, how to use LinkedIn. So I thought that maybe it will be a good opportunity to talk to you, and maybe with your experience others can learn as well, right? So that
Sure,
was the
sure.
thought behind it. And recently, like, you also shared one of your achievement, like you got a patent, so congratulations on that too also.
Thank you so much. Yes,
Yeah.
I and my fellow team members, we got a patent registered for a mood-based lighting system. We
Mhm.
were working on it for almost 2 years. So yes, it was a hectic
Yeah,
process,
yeah.
but yes, our efforts paid through.
Mhm.
Um, so would you like me to talk about
Yeah,
the
please. Yeah, please
yeah.
give like a brief description about what it is, how you got the idea, and how you executed your idea, and finally how it happened. So yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
hear
So
about it.
there's a funny story behind this. Like I was sitting in my lecture and I wasn't paying attention. Maybe the lecture was boring. So I was brainstorming ideas on, project ideas that I want to build something. And my college was providing funds at that time for, useful projects. So at that time, I was thinking of doing some project, and I had like every project or product that you make comes from a problem which you solve.
Right.
And at that time, I was facing this issue. We were I used to live in a hostel, so used to share a room with my roommate, and sometimes I used to find it difficult to study in dim lights if she was going to sleep or whatever. So
Hmm.
that is where the idea started. That is where the lighting part came in, that I
Okay.
wanted to build something to solve that problem.
Hmm.
And at that time, I don't know if you've heard of this, but the Philips Hue lighting exists. Like
Hmm.
you can change the color of lighting
Right.
according to your needs. So
Right.
at that time, I came across that, and when I researched more about this, I found out that the way a person feels. Suppose I'm feeling lazy right now. If I sit in orange lights or yellow lights, I'll feel more energetic. So the
Okay.
color of the light, blue light, purple light, that affects your mood a lot. And that is the research that I came along, and I found out that there is no existing system to connect this.
Okay.
Psychology is something that I am interested in, and this was a fun new project. So I asked a few friends of mine if they were ready to work with me on this project, and we started working on the mood based lighting system. And since I said it was funded by my college helped me a lot in filing the patent and everything.
Right.
So we just had to provide the documents, and they did the entire process. So the filing part was done entirely by my college, and yes, we have a design patent right now, and we are halfway through our prototype. So once our prototype is done, we aiming to file a prototype patent too.
Yeah. Great. So yeah, like even you can, with your observation in your daily life also, you can get something great out of it. So that was a really cool project. And one cool project also was there about your mask detection. project,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I saw that also. So can you please tell us about that also, like how it went? And yeah.
I don't know, my life sounds too funny that I look around for problems, I find problems, and then as a computer science student, I try to solve them. And I think that is a very great quality you should have, to have an eye for problems and then to solve it with your knowledge.
Right,
So
right,
about the face mask detector, it was last year around the same time. COVID cases were rising, and
right,
at
right,
that time, COVID was very fresh. And at that time, we were implementing measures of social distancing and wearing a mask, and people were not used to doing that. So,
right,
um, and the government was advising it a lot, but people weren't following the rules, and it was getting really messed up in public places.
right,
So I was finding a way to control that spread in public places by ensuring that people actually follow the rules that the government has set. So, and this was also another project. There's
mm-hmm.
this thing IBM call for code.
Okay,
They had a problem statement for COVID-19, and we wanted to take part in it. So we took part in that, and our problem statement was safe delivery of food items.
mm-hmm.
But in that, we implemented this feature that it will detect your face, and it will show that if you're wearing the mask correctly or not, if you're not wearing the mask, and if you're not wearing the mask, an alert will go. So that was a part of that project, and it was my first machine learning project ever. I learned from YouTube tutorials, Udemy, whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
combining everything together.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is how we built the face mask detector.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. Like, so you have been consistently doing, seeing the problems and, solving them with technology or with computer science. So that is a very great thing to do. And also, like, sometimes we see things and we do not think that, okay, whether we can solve this problem or not, or even that even doesn't come to our mind. So that is a great habit also, I can say, because like we also are seeing all these things, but there are only few people who actually solve the problem,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that is a great thing. And regarding like, okay, so now moving on to a part like where you were like at a program manager currently at GirlScript, right? So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
commenced, right? Or is it still going?
Uh, no, it is. It has already ended. Now we're
Okay,
in the phase where we're distributing the swag, certificates, whatever
okay.
the benefits that we promised.
Yeah, great. So I just wanted to understand, like, how did you get this internship opportunity, or even previously also, right? So you have done
Yeah.
a internship at various places. So how do
Yeah.
you approach your internship, or how do you, what like, suppose I'm a fresher, or if I'm starting out, so how would I get
Hmm.
such internship? So yeah, can you share your experience?
Okay, so this is a very frequent question I get asked about the program manager thing at GirlScript,
Mm-hmm.
and it also has a backstory. Anubha, the founder of
Yes,
GirlScript,
yes.
I started following her last year around the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and she opened some mentoring slots in September. So
Okay.
I booked a slot because I wanted to talk to her. Her journey was so inspiring to me. So I booked a slot, and like in those 15 to 20 minutes, we talked, we connected, and she helped me a lot. And she gave me her contact number, saying that if you want more help, you can contact me over here. So that is how I came in touch with her and GirlScript.
Yeah.
And in November or December last year, I saw her post regarding GirlScript Summer of GirlScript looking especially for program managers.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a person who likes to build tech, but I also like to lead people. I like to bring outcomes. I like to do that too. So program manager was a good fit for me. So yes, I filled out the form. I gave in my details, and I guess Anuba had seen me or known me. This is a guess, but they shortlisted me for the first round, and after that we had a series of tasks we had to do, and I guess they liked my approach, my suggestions, and that is how I got shortlisted for the program manager thing. And for your next question about being a fresher and finding internships, one approach that you can try is go to LinkedIn. search for a position, or suppose I'm looking for a Python developer position, I'll directly go there and in the search bar, and I'll search Python developer and go to the jobs tab. So
Mhm.
it will list all the jobs, internships. You can add filters. You can look for internships.
Okay.
And one thing that you can do is directly click on the apply button, which I wouldn't recommend. But the company is always visible on LinkedIn. So you
Right.
can go search that company. You can look out for people. If you have people in your connections, good. If you don't, send them a connection request saying that, hey, I saw this role open at this company, your company, and I am really interested in that role. So I was looking if you could guide me for that role. So start
Mhm.
building connections with the people at that company, and if possible, ask for a referral from that person. A
Mhm.
referral will put you at the top of all the applications.
Okay.
So that is one thing you can do. And the second thing that I do is, so whatever offers that I have gotten till now is not something that I've applied to directly. People have come, that's the way you found me on LinkedIn. People
Yeah.
have found me like that.
Okay.
The article that I was offered to write, the editor of the magazine contacted me after I put out that post about my face mask detector.
Okay. Right.
So
Yeah.
another way to do is to share content on LinkedIn, to share your achievements, share your projects. Make sure you
Mhm.
share it to the right audience. By the right audience, I mean you can use proper hashtags. When I put forward my machine learning project, I put hashtags like machine learning and COVID-19, because they were relevant hashtags, and I think
Right.
that is how the editor found me.
Mhm.
So you can, because LinkedIn is a place where people actually network, and
Right.
where people can actually find you, connect with you, and the possibilities of getting something out of LinkedIn is infinite.
Yes. Yes.
I've contacted people on LinkedIn from my dream college to ask them about the master's program, or how is it, how can I better my chances of getting into that university. So the
Right.
possibility of things you can do on LinkedIn is infinite. So make sure
Mhm.
you're using that correctly. Make
Yeah.
sure you see and to the right people.
Yeah, yeah. As you appropriately mentioned, like LinkedIn is a great place to be and showcase your skills and get all the opportunities you want. So I will be talking a bit about that in detail. But first, I would like to ask, like, okay, so sometimes students don't even know what internship opportunities are there. So, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how they can be how they can keep updated regarding that. So is LinkedIn the only place, or they can look for some other places also?
So if I can, I'll broaden this question to cross out the internship part and look for more opportunities,
Right.
because I have seen people that are deserving a lot, but they don't know about the opportunities that exist. And
Right.
how LinkedIn can help in this is, so when I was on LinkedIn, I follow relevant content creators, or I follow CEO and founders, just like I follow Anubha, I follow another people too. So when they're looking for people, I follow recruiters, hiring managers. So these are the people who actually put out posts that, hey, I'm looking for this person in my company or in my team. So
Right.
that is how you can, come to know about the internship or job opportunities.
Hmm.
And talking about other opportunities like scholarships or whatever. So about the D Shah India Fellowship, again, that was a lead that I got from LinkedIn.
Hmm.
And it was not from the D Shah India page. It was from a content creator who used to write pieces about finance. Now,
Okay.
finance is not my domain, but I used to follow that person because it is something new and it excites me.
Hmm.
And I saw that person post that Tisha India is opening this fellowship for girls in India, and
Hmm.
that is how I came to know, about that opportunity. So I would say, first of all, follow relevant people. Follow the content you want to see. Follow hashtags. There are many hashtags. You can actually follow hashtags on LinkedIn, like internships or opportunities or jobs, or
Right. Right.
there are many hashtags like that. You can
Yeah.
follow
Yeah.
hashtags relating to your domain too. So if there are opportunities in that domain, you'll be the first person to know that.
Right. Right.
So these are a few things you can do.
Yeah, yeah. So as you mentioned, like So being online presence, having online presence is is necessary, because like even in these COVID times also you should have an online presence. You should be available at the platforms which are like critical for for the opportunities that you want.
Yeah.
And as you correctly mentioned, on LinkedIn you can follow people, you can follow hashtags, you can follow or you can send even a request to some people who are there. You can follow some content creators who are posting
Yeah.
great contents online on YouTube and their channels also. So they share some details there also. So in that way,
Yeah.
you can get all the opportunities, and you can better your chances there. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how like so a lot of, so I get on LinkedIn sometimes I get the question that how do I know that what are the opportunities are there in big companies like Microsoft or Amazon or like Google or any open source opportunities. So I only
Yeah.
say that start following the companies that you are, or the people from those that companies that you want to go, whether it is a
Yeah.
job opportunity or whether it is like any internship opportunity or any other opportunity. So that you correctly pointed out. And let's move on to LinkedIn a bit. Like how should I use LinkedIn effectively? So you have covered a few points, but if you
Yeah.
want to give some 3 4 pointers that okay, these are the must haves that you should do while to while searching for opportunities. So what are the some 3 4 points that you can give?
Okay, so the first thing that you should actually start with is make a stellar profile. Like fill in every detail, fill in every achievement, every job you've worked at with actual description of what you did at that job or at that position. Write a good about section to actually show your personality, not only your achievements, your motive, your passion, your interests, everything. Keep a good profile picture, add a cover photo if you can. So first start off by building a complete profile. The second thing would be to find people and not just end by sending them, just clicking on that connect button. Make sure you send a personalized invite, showing them the purpose of why of maybe how you found them, or maybe you enjoy their content, or what value are you looking, that person would add in your life. Maybe you can add that small note, because adding a personalized invite increases your chances of connecting with that person by like 100%. It shoots up a lot,
Okay.
because even if I get somewhat 100 connection requests, only one or two of them have a personalized note, and that actually makes you stand out from other people.
Right.
So that is another thing you can do. And maybe you can, I'm not forcing this on this, because sharing content is something that isn't possible for everyone. But if you can just maintain your activity blog, that hey, I made this project, hey, I achieved this, hey, I got this, just on
Right.
your personal page, people will see, and there would be a history of what you've achieved, how you've interacted with people. So if someone lands on your profile, they would be able to see more clear about you. They'll be more
Yeah.
clear
Yeah.
about your achievements of everything. So that
Right.
is another thing you can do. I think this is what is LinkedIn about. Like, I don't think there is much more to LinkedIn than this. If you hit the 3 points correctly,
Yeah.
you're going to get every opportunity you've aimed for.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so the if I sum it up, then you should have a very good profile, and having all the things in place like profile picture, cover, about, like you want to show your personality, all the work that you have done, whether it is in internship, whether it is too small to even mention, you should mention
Yeah,
those, like what you have
yeah,
worked upon, and your interests obviously, and then connecting to the right people, like your target people, where do you want to go or what opportunities you want. So those things. And third thing is sending connections by having a personalized notes that okay, I
yeah,
found you via this, and like it's, so yeah, like these are the three things that you can do. And I would also like you to ask like so people when they are looking for internship opportunities or any job opportunities or any referrals, so what are your like suggestions to people who are asking for referrals? Because sometimes they are very blunt, or they just say,
Yeah,
hey, I want this, so it doesn't look good, right? So your
yeah,
suggestions that how you should connect with people and how you should talk to them, or maybe if you want something
yeah.
from them, referral from them, so how should a person or a student should connect with the other person? So yeah.
So I also really liked the way that you contacted me, because on Instagram, like a lot of people just leave a hey or a hi, on LinkedIn too, and they don't cut to the chase directly. You wrote proper messages and you hoped for a positive reply, and that made me actually think about this opportunity. So reaching out to a person, you should also know that you're talking to another human at the other end. That
Right.
person is also a human, and they would also love to be respected. They're doing you a favor, so you should show them that you're obliged, not obliged, but you should be respectful to them. You should show that the efforts on you are not gonna be a waste. And for referrals, I've learned this very important thing, that connect with the person. First try to know that person, build a connect with them, and then ask politely that this is the job ID, this is the job, this is the location, and this is the position that I am looking for a referral for this position. This is what a lot of people don't do. If you don't mention this, the other person is going to ask you back that, hey, send me the job ID or the
Yeah.
position details, whatever. But
Right.
if you send it beforehand, it shows that you're professional, that you've done this, you know the way around.
Yeah.
And it would also be beneficial if you highlight your skills, your achievements that are required for that particular position.
Right.
So if I was applying for another program manager role, I would mention that I have worked as a program manager for the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the process really interested me, and I'm looking forward for to make more impact, and looking for more roles like this. And I found a similar role, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw that you're working at the same company. So will you be able to refer me for this position?
Yeah.
If possible, also send a copy of your resume, so the person has time to scan and evaluate your entire profile.
Mm-hmm.
And another important point would be that if you get a referral, or even if you do not get the referral, and even after you get a referral, it is not a surety that you're going to get an interview.
Right. Right.
So even if you don't get an interview, you should always thank the other person, because that person took out time and helped you. So you should always be polite, respectful, and always ask if you can do something for that person.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, act like a human, be respectful, and send proper, particular details. Don't be vague. These are a
Yeah.
few things you can do.
Yeah. You correctly pointed out that these are the three things, and yeah. So you should send all the description of the job ID and your achievements or anything related to that particular opportunity, whether it's a job, whether it's an internship. You should send all the details, so that in that way it will be easier for the person to refer,
Yeah,
right? Otherwise, they'll have
yeah,
to search and they have to
yeah,
check. So you are just doing all the work, and you are just providing them all the information, and it will be easier for
yeah,
the other person to refer you more quickly. So
yeah,
you pointed out this correctly. Now we have talked a lot about LinkedIn and how to use it, and how to leverage LinkedIn to get the opportunities. But the basic point to use that if you have skills, then you will use it. If you have done some
yeah,
groundwork, then only you can use it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like, what are your thoughts on that? How much skill matter? Of course they matter, but as a fresher, suppose if I'm a fresher, so what should I do to have the skill, and meanwhile creating my online presence on LinkedIn? So what are the top pointers you can give, so that a person who is just starting out can get in the race, or not race, but can get in the process of developing himself into a good
Yeah.
software engineer? Yeah.
So, if you're a fresher, it is obvious that you're going to have limited skills, and people understand that. Maybe you can add this in your, headline that I am a sophomore at this, so people know that you're a fresher, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can. There will be achievements you've achieved at your school or whatever. So you can mention that too. And being a fresher or just being a human person, as I said, we all have thoughts. Just pen
Mm-hmm.
down those thoughts and share content about that. And whenever you achieve something, like if you won a debate competition at a fest, or if you, just made a project, or if you earned a certificate. I have seen a lot of people do this. If you've earned a certificate, they just directly upload a screenshot of their certificate, and I did this course from this particular site, website or whatever. But what I would suggest to do is do mention that, but also add a list of pointers of what you learned from that certificate. What
Right.
skills did you gather, and how would you recommend it to other people? Was it worth doing?
Mm-hmm.
And what are your future plans after learning the skill? So basically just add more content. Try to think of ways to stand out from other people. Sharing a
Right.
certificate is good, but sharing what you learned, what you're planning to do is better than that, and
Yeah.
that is how people will start noticing you.
Yeah.
As a fresher, it is understood that you won't know everything from the start, so you should not get carried away by that. Keep that in mind. Try to showcase it to people that you're a fresher, but still you're doing all this.
Right.
So it will help you stand out amongst other people.
Yeah, yeah. So as you correctly mentioned that people know that you are a fresher, and to the points that suppose you have done a course or you have got a certificate. So putting out what you did in the course, what you learned. If you have made a project, so deploy it and share the link so that other
Yeah,
people can see what you have done. So all these little
yeah,
little things adds up to your profile.
mm,
And
yeah,
as you grow in your college, in your career, in your life, you also grow on LinkedIn also, or any social media
yeah,
platform also.
yeah,
So it is like a journey. It's not like that, okay, if you got the opportunity for a job or internship, you will stop using that. It's a consistent effort, and you will start from zero, and consistently with whatever you are doing, you will surely achieve something, and you will post it out something. Just talk through whatever you are doing in your like, if whether it's
yeah,
a skill or whether it's your achievements, just talk through it and just let the people know. And if you have done something, put out a link to actually showcase the people, because no one
yeah,
knows that what you learned. So if you show
yeah,
something, it will be a better thing, so that people will even reach out to you that, hey, how did you do it, can we
yeah,
collaborate? So you'll get such
yeah,
kind of opportunities also. So
yeah.
that these are the points that I would also recommend. And also, like, I would say that okay, so the next part I'm going to ask is uh, in college, what are the things that you did which were correct or which helped you in getting ahead, and what were the learnings along the way? What did you learn that, okay, I should not do these things, and okay, if I have to do it over again, I will do these things uh, that I have done correctly also. So your learnings and your what you did that went good, or that helped you. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I would like to say is that I was very clear of my future goal. I was very clear that I am not going to sit for a placement and I am going to apply for masters. And I was very clear of the things I had to achieve to get to that goal. I knew I had to maintain a good GPA. I knew I had to do projects, publish research papers, do the work, get work experience. I knew I had to do that. The first thing I would recommend people to do is to, actually set a goal. You might not be clear. If you're not clear, just set a near goal, not a very big future goal. Just set a near future goal of what or where you, want to be. The list out the things that are going to boost you to that position. as I said, GPA was the thing. Taking part in, competitions, leading student chapters, showing my leadership skills was something that would go on my profile and would showcase my skills, which was important to me. I identified those things and I did that. And another thing would be to start out from the first semester itself. So, I don't advise that you hustle hard from the first semester. What a lot of people do is they take their first year very casually and they start, getting serious from the second year. I think I stood out because I was on LinkedIn from my first semester, and I wasn't a person, who used to be in my room, geek out with books all the time. But I had, time frames set that this has to be done today, and I'll do that. So don't be casual. Be dedicated or consistent with your goal. This is a lot. This is found in very few people. So I wanted to highlight that. And I would say just things worked out good for me. People knew me because I joined clubs, I joined student chapters, I came to know my seniors through there, I came to know my juniors through there. So that is a good way of networking with people too.
Okay.
Building connections, because those will help you in your life ahead. So you can do that too. And for me, I was always looking out for opportunities. So my
Yeah.
ears were always open that this is happening here. I always knew whatever things were happening around me. And
Yeah.
then I filtered those, that these are the ones that seem good for me. And
Okay.
these are the ones I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
I also tried a lot of different things. I took part in a debate competition, or I can't recall everything because I only had 1.5 year in college, but these were a few things. So, you know, knowing about the opportunities and filtering out which ones are good for you,
Yeah.
is an essential life skill too, but you should do that in college too, because you can get carried away by, just having fun, not being
Yeah.
serious, or you can just be carried away by the immense amount of opportunities that you have.
Right.
You
Right.
can get lost in them too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just having a sane sense of mind and
Yeah.
filtering out those good for you,
Yeah.
that worked out for me.
Yeah.
And starting early worked out for me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is a thing that works in competitive programming too. I have my friends who started very early in the first year itself,
Right.
and they've become immense, immensely good programmers right now. And if I start right now, I started out in my second year, and partly I wasn't interested in doing like, I am interested in coding, but CP didn't ever excite me.
Hmm.
But other reason was that I felt behind from other people.
Right.
I felt that I should have started out early, then I would have been at a better point. So
Mm-hmm.
starting out early is also a thing that you should keep in mind,
Yeah.
that don't get carried away by things.
Yeah.
Keep,
Yeah.
uh, you know, have a sane mind.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ. So what happens that yeah people sometime take it casually कि चलो कोई नहीं
Hmm.
ये पहले साल
हाँ,
के बाद हम करेंगे. So that
हाँ,
happens, but it's better that you make you if you are doing something and you make mistakes earlier, like at the start, because
yeah,
you won't have much
yeah,
time after that. So I would
yeah.
also suggest that explore things, like because you don't know what would you like if you don't have a
Hmm.
programming background,
Hmm.
right? So you
Hmm.
have to explore. So that exploration
Hmm.
part is your first year. You can take whole year to
Yeah.
explore and try out
Yeah.
various things, and like just before second year understand what you like, what you don't like, and just go ahead
Hmm.
with that, with the so that
Exactly, that is the
yeah.
problem. Like, if you start out late, just lose out the time on
Yes, yes,
exploring, or you start exploring in second year.
yes, yes.
Then you lose a bunch of
Yeah,
time. So
yeah.
yeah, that was a good point.
Yeah, and also like you have to maintain a balance between college, and you just don't have to mug
Yeah,
up always, or maybe
yeah,
study. You have to enjoy your college life also, but yeah, there should be a balance, and you should be very consistent in your efforts. So yeah, you corrected it, you pointed it correctly. And okay, so I would like this is like my last question. So what are your thoughts, like any parting suggestions to students who are just going out, because scenarios have changed. Now everything is online,
Yeah.
even colleges are happening online. So it's more important that you have an online presence, and you are on
Hmm.
LinkedIn, you are doing some project to
Yeah.
showcase, because then your
Yeah.
visibility will be very low if you are not doing
Yeah.
out those things. So times
Yeah.
have changed, things have changed. So what are your suggestions on that?
So the people those who are starting out currently, first of all, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, and if you don't even have, if you have a ghost profile on LinkedIn, first improve on that, build a proper profile, and start connecting with people, start networking with people. And if you're just starting out, explore things, attend workshops, attend career sessions, networking sessions. And since everything is online, yes, it is very important to be on LinkedIn and to stand out from other people. If you don't do that, your presence will droop down to a position where people won't ever notice you. So yes, you should, for online presence, you should do that. And a second thing I would like to suggest is, now since all of us have online lectures, we have a lot of time, at our hand. So maybe start a new course, or maybe pick up a new hobby, learn something on yourself and make projects, like upskill yourself. Like when we were in colleges, like when we had offline colleges, we had 9 to 3 or 9 to 5 lectures.
Right, right,
That used to be really hectic. But now we've got the time. We've got the time to, to relax and chill too, but also a lot of spare time which we can actually use. So
right,
I would suggest that they can do that too. And as a fresher, like don't get the syndrome from other people. Focus on you. Focus on watering your own grass,
right.
and you'll surely do good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, these are some of the great points. And also, like one point I would like to add: connect with people more, because in college you
Yeah.
connect with your peers, your seniors, then you get
Yeah.
so much information from them. But
Yeah.
that opportunity is not there now. Like
Yeah.
when it
It's very
opens,
limited.
yeah, when it opens, that will be another scenario. But you have to like work what you have in your hand.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I think LinkedIn is a great place. You can connect with people, and you can set up a goal, like what do you want to do. So it's a
Yeah.
very it's a great thing to do, that you create a LinkedIn profile, or maybe you should have a social presence, because
Yeah.
connections have been limited, or are now limited in college, because you don't even know who are your
Yeah.
classmates if you don't talk to them, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it is a bit difficult, but yeah, I think doing out these things will surely help you guys. So thanks, Janvi. Thanks for your time. It was nice talking to you. So
Thank you
yeah,
so much for having me. It was a great session, and I enjoyed recording this. My
yeah,
first time. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I'm gonna do more of this.
yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Hoping to have more conversations in future. So all the very best to you, whatever you are doing.